Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Liliana Talks, the 3Cs initiative from the inside. With me in the studio today, Reinhard Klaucek, General Secretary at Pan-Europa-Bewegung Österreich. Hello. Thank you very much for joining us today. And Alexander Arabadzic, President of the Academy of European Careers
Foundation. Thank you very much, Liliana, dear guests.
Thank you very much for joining us today. So maybe let's start directly. First of all, how is the 3Cs initiative perceived in Austria? It's not a new initiative, but did it change? How is the perception of 3Cs initiative?
Well, it's not very famous in Austria, to be honest. It's one of many initiatives where the Republic of Austria takes part. I mean, you have the Central European Initiative, you have many other formats where we discuss within the European Union, and so Austria is also active in this 3Cs initiative at the moment. The Danube strategy is much more important because Austria is in the chair of the Danube strategy now.
So it's not very popular.
It's not well known. Yeah, I mean, it's just an administrative thing where we have some people in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and in the Office of the State Presidents who are dealing with that issues which are discussed there. But in the public, when you ask people on the street if they know about the 3Cs initiative, and I did that, then they look at you and say, which Cs? What is the 3Cs?
Yeah. Well,
initiative?
Actually, it should be even more. You know, right now with the Greece, who recently joined, we should, also change the name maybe.
Now it's a 4Cs initiative.
Yeah, or even more, because there are so many Cs.
All Cs.
Yeah,
initiative.
exactly, all Cs initiative. All right, thank you very much, Alexander. How is it with 3Cs initiative? First of all, in Poland and also Croatia, because somehow you represent those both nations.
Yes, I think it's true, and it's quite important that Croatia and Poland were those two countries which were the creating partners of the 3Cs initiative, and it's all the time quite important for Croatian policy, mainly because of the center-right government, and it's one of the crucial policies in the field of Central Europe for Prime Minister Plenković. But also, as in Poland, this initiative is not very popular for the president, which in Poland, of course, president is important. Now the new government will be probably opposing this, our 3C. And in Croatia, on the other hand, prime minister is for the 3Cs and the president is against because he tells that it's nothing important. Central Europe is not important. Croatia should be more connected with Germany, with France. And for Plenković wants Croatia to be one of the leading countries in the Western Balkans, and that's why it's quite important. And 3Cs, we have Baltic, Adriatic, and the Black Sea, and that's why it's crucial for Croatia, which is a sea country.
All right. So let's say, and what about the Poland? Like 3Cs initiative, is it perceived? Let's say
it is in one of main principles for our government in last 8 years. I'm not sure what will be going in the future. I think it will be not so important for the new government, for the new coalition. But I'm not so sure that they will close the Polish aspiration to be one of the leading countries in the 3Cs initiative. Because I was talking with some persons connected with the new, maybe experts from the new governments. Maybe they are not so enthusiastic, but they understand that Eastern Europe is some other body in the European Union, because as John Paul II told, that Europe have two lungs, the Western and Eastern part, and Poland, Austria, Croatia, Romania, those are those countries which are the eastern lung of Europe.
All right. So let's come back to Austria for a second. So let's say it's not very popular initiative within the population. But how do you see the strategic importance of the 3Cs initiative? Like, how is it being perceived by the experts, by political elites? Is it something important?
Well, let me say it that way. Yes, of course, it is important because otherwise Austria would not be there. Austria would not be a member if it was not taken serious. It is one of many initiatives, I would say, for the Austrian government, for the official Republic of Austria. The point is that Austria is very strongly interested, of course, my colleague mentioned it, the so-called Western Balkans, the accession of these countries into the European Union. So any format which helps to bring those countries closer to the European Union or into the European Union is very important. The same goes with Central Europe, Mitteleuropa, as we say in German language. So all those countries which a long time ago have been somehow connected and still have a lot of economic ties, which is also very important for Austrian industry and business. I mean, Austrian business is one of the main investors in all those countries. So the importance is there on the one side, but it's only something which is known in a circle of experts, some diplomats and some politicians and some businessmen who deal with that.
And for example, if the Western Balkans would be welcome to the Three Seas Initiative, would it change a bit? Because already the president of Hungary, Katalin Novak, she announced that she would like to also welcome Western Balkans to the Three Seas Initiative.
From my personal point, yes, of course. I mean, the format officially is a format of only member states of the European Union. There is only these two countries, Ukraine as one is called participating partner, and Moldova has another status, but they are also there and not in the European Union. But why not have such a status also for the so-called Western Balkan countries? I mean, it's a part. It's something within the European Union, but could also be a trigger to bring those countries closer to the European Union.
What is your opinion? What is the strategic importance of the Three Seas Initiative?
It's. I will also come.
Sure.
I will maybe say something also more. Three Seas Initiative is very important for the Western Balkans and also for our countries, even when they are not in the European Union. Why? Because this is making better ties in fields of economy and also in security and also energy. Energy is quite big, started to be quite big problem in the former Balkans. And infrastructure programs, they are the most important things connected with the Three Seas Initiative.
So from this energy perspective, infrastructure perspective?
It's important, but also cultural and economical.
And let's say from the Polish perspective,
of course,
what is the strategic importance? I mean, it is, but...
Poland wants to be one of the most important countries in this initiative. It can be because of the economy, because of the biggest amount of citizens, but also on the other hand, we have at the moment war on our eastern border, and Western Balkans is not so safe place at the moment politically, we can say. I don't think that there will start to be another conflict as in the 90s, but we see some histories also in Bosnia and Herzegovina connected with the Serbian Republic, and also a quite big influence of Russian economy and intelligence, but also China, which are making some activities in the Serbian Republic.
And so let's say Austria sees some potential in the Three Seas Initiative, but let's say if not Three Seas Initiative, what are the aspirations of Austria in the future of Europe?
Well, Austria is a country which is on the political level friendly to enlargement, but not on the basis of people. So enlargement is not very popular for most people in Austria. It depends from country to country. So the closer ties are, or the more people know a country from holidays, let's say it that way, the more popular enlargement is. Well, Croatia is now a member of the European Union, but before the accession of Croatia, when you ask people in Austria, which country would you accept? And of course, Croatia was much more than 50% because everybody knew Croatia. But not so many people are happy about, let's say, Macedonia because they don't know it, or Albania. Who has ever been on vacation for Albania? But from a political and also economic point of view, it is very important, this accession into the European Union. On the other side, you mentioned the security issue. You know, Austria is a neutral country, which is a good excuse for many things. I personally am not happy with that, to be frank. I think we don't need that neutrality. I think this is a concept of the 50s of the last century. This is over. The world, and especially Europe, changed after 1989. The accession of all those countries into the European Union changed the European Union. With that, also this complete security framework in the European Union and in Europe as a whole. And we see now, because of the aggression of Russia, but not only because of the aggression of Russia, but also when we look into the Western Balkan countries, the tensions, the aggressive behavior of Serbia against Kosovo, that neutrality has no added value. Not for Austria, not for the rest of the country. For Austria, it's just an excuse to say, no, we cannot do that. And I'm not happy with that. I say that also in Austria, so it's not only here.
So you're not just like, you cross the border, yes, and then you can...
No, I can't say that. How I also say it here.
Sure, please.
What are the polls now? For Austrians, they want all the time to be neutral, or maybe there is a change of stances. For example, Finland and Sweden are quite good examples. They before the war in Ukraine, they wanted to be very neutral, and after the war,
it is the same.
Okay.
Or even more pro-neutrality, because people, I don't have actual numbers or figures, I don't know what are the polls, but I remember, or let's remember, it was, last year the aggression started, the full-scale invasion, and I don't know who it was, said something about neutrality and that we have to change our position, and because of, as we are in the European Union, and within one day, the discussion was stopped by all political parties, except a small party, which said, of course, it doesn't make sense. But even the chancellor reacted and said, no, there is no discussion about that. And the same was this, I think this was this year when Ukraine asked for support with some, how do you call that, demining machines. And the result of the discussion in Austria was that the right-wing populists said, we cannot send troops to Ukraine. Nobody asked for troops. But saying that, it was clear that now the discussion has to be stopped because everybody, and we have elections next year, is afraid that this goes into a wrong direction because they have no arguments. And this is some kind of political religion in Austria.
So the elections are coming, and what are the maybe... some expectations?
The expectation is that this right-wing populist party, which has a contract with Putin's party, a cooperation contract, that they will have about 30%, which means that they could be number one.
All right.
That's not funny.
Of course, it is not funny, but when are exactly the elections?
They have to be latest in October.
Okay, so there's still,
and
I would say, a couple of months, so situation can change.
As we have a government of People's Party and Greens, and they are not very popular in the polls at the moment, so they will try to take the last moment for the elections so that they have time to start their campaigning.
And Alexander, what are the expectations and also aspirations of Poland? Because we know that 3Cs initiative is still not, and I don't know if it will actually be, let's say, political priority for all of the countries that are the members of the 3Cs initiative. So how Poland will behave in the future?
Behave in...
Like what are
Central Eastern Europe or in field of 3Cs initiative?
In general, I would say maybe even Central Eastern Europe, with the focus maybe on Visegrad.
At the moment, as I told before, I'm not sure. I think that new government will want to be all the time. It will be advocate of Ukraine. It want to be one of the leaders in the Central Eastern Europe because, as I tell, because of strength of the economy, of number of citizens. Humanitarian symbol as it started also in war, but also with strong military. But I'm not sure, as I told before, it will be the 3Cs initiative. Maybe I want this because I think it should be pan-political. It shouldn't be only the law and justice agenda, but also the Polish agenda. It's quite good name for the initiative. Why? Geopolitics. It's quite nice to use nice names, and 3Cs initiative, it sounds good. And it's one of the reasons why they shouldn't stop this. And on the other hand, we have to remember that there is the Bucharest Fund. There are also started some infrastructure initiatives, and it would be a big mistake. But we will see. At the moment, I cannot say what will be the main policy in this field of the new government. I'm sure that we have also the president, but because of the constitution, he's not the leading person in this field.
Yes, but he's still the one who initiated the 3Cs initiative, so I believe that he will maybe also push it.
And for me, I think he's quite good political leader. That's why maybe it will have some influence on the government, on the new government.
All right, thank you very much for this talk about the 3Cs initiative.
Thank you.
So we don't know many things, to be honest, regarding the future, but let's hope for the best, and let's hope that 3Cs initiative will become, let's say, a priority in policy of each of the members of this initiative. Thank you very much, Reinhard. Thank you very much, Alexander, and see you next time.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you for a nice conversation.
Thank you.